The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Before we get started, we'd like to take a moment of silence to remember all those lost in the line of duty. All right, boys.
Welcome to the Tactical Financial Studios in gorgeous downtown Phillipsburg. No traffic ever. This is Sports Beat with Fredericks and Freed. Mike, how are you today?
I'm good. Good morning. Good morning.
Blue, always a pleasure. Nice to see you. Mo behind the glass. Very nice.
Sometimes.
I would be remiss if we didn't note Dave Burke. Mike Burke's father passed away, and a very sad day for all who belong to BBO and other entities together.
Absolutely.
A good man and a lovely tribute that Mike posted about him. Keep him and the entire Burke family in your thoughts and prayers. Thank you very much. Yes.
All right. I'm going to add your Brian to the stage there for you guys. There you go.
Testing.
How
Can
are
you
you,
hear us,
fellas?
Brian? Hey, look at that.
Hi, Brian. How are you?
Oh, very good. Happy Saturday.
You
Happy
too.
Saturday.
This is John. That's Brian.
I can see Brian. Brian, glad to have you. You're here to talk about my favorite team, the Mets, correct?
Oh, yes.
Yes. We would be remiss as I just found out that Davey Johnson, manager of the 86 Mets World Series team, passed away today, or was it last night?
It came out this morning.
Okay, it came out this morning. Very sad day indeed. What a wonderful time it was to be a Mets fan or a cocaine addict. Either one works because cocaine fueled the Mets from 85 to about 88. Brian, share me your thoughts with the Mets. Where do you want to start? You want to start with memories of Davey Johnson? You want to pop into old history, or you want to talk about now?
Well, I'll talk about Davey. Davey, he came at the right time. He was the manager at Tidewater in 1983 and saw a lot of the young Mets, Ron Darling, Dwight Gooden, Darryl Strawberry, when they first came up. He was their manager the year before, a part of that year. And so he knew them and watched the team grow. And he was the guy who he let the players play. He was players manager. And he saw the talent they had. As a Tom Seaver fan, it was kind of bittersweet that, to bring Gooden up and Darling, that they had to let him go. I'd have liked to seen Seaver be there. But, it was for all the right reasons. We had a great GM at the time, Frank Cashin. Davey brought that team along. And if we had the current playoff system, the Mets would have made the playoffs every year during that time because they were winning 90 games every year, 90 games plus. And if you didn't finish first, you didn't make the playoffs. That was the thing.
Starting pitchers were doing 30 starts a season. How refreshing that was,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And they had great lineup, great pitching, great relief pitching. And that's what you need, and great defense too. And in comparison to this year, what a roller coaster ride this team is in 2025. They're schizophrenic. I mean, first part of the year, leading up to June 13th, they had the best record in baseball, and pitching is doing it, hitting's doing it, fielding is great, and then they just break down. And a lot of it is because of inconsistent hitting with runners in scoring position, and also the relief pitching breaking down, starting pitching having injuries, Senga, getting hurt, and then
for you. So you did on something we talked about last time. How much look, Halsey's been awful. That was a bad pickup, and I don't understand why he can't pitch, but how much blame can you put on a relief staff when the starters can't go 4 innings? And
Yeah,
every game, the relief staff has to pick up 5 innings plus if extra innings and whatnot. How much can you put on them that they got to run out there every day? I mean, Stanek has been awful. I don't know what's wrong with him. He's been awful all year. I'm just curious about that. The hitting collapsed a bit, but that's like I'm never a big fan of that. Like making that a blame. It's a long season. It's 162 games. They're going to be peaks and valleys. It just happen to be the Mets went into a giant valley. But what's your thoughts on the fact of the starting pitching, or basically starting pitching all over baseball, that can't figure out how to go more than 5 innings, and we're still coddling these guys?
I think what it is that they depend too much on the starting pitchers throwing high velocity 95 miles an hour plus, and that takes a toll on a pitcher's arm. Doing this over 100 plus innings. And a lot of the Met pitchers don't have that experience. We had Clay Holmes, who was a career relief pitcher as a starting pitcher. And so when you get to the third time around the order, then, he couldn't find a strike zone. He was cooked at that point. And same thing is going on right now with David Peterson. The guy, his innings, top innings pitched, I think was last year, 121 innings, and now he's got close to 160 innings. The guy is not used to this, and now we're depending upon 3 kids up from the minor leagues, Sproat, Tong, and
McLean
and Clay McLean, and to be the guys going down the stretch. It's unprecedented in my time, and I've been watching the Mets since 1969.
And it's going to be what I think they said start with if pitching today, tomorrow and Sunday. It's going to be a total of 46 pitchers used, most in MLB ever.
Well, it's funny because Brian brought up something in the beginning, because my favorite player is also Tom Seaver, the franchise.
All of us.
But Tom Seaver didn't have this problem. Jerry Kuzman didn't have this problem. Ron Darling, Dwight Gooden, Nolan Ryan, any of the Mets pitching staff apparently didn't have this problem with innings. They didn't have this problem with velocity. They didn't have a problem with anything. So I'm curious as to what's going on.
They knew how to pitch. Basically.
These guys pitch from the womb now, and they don't know how to pitch. What is it?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I think it's they're coddled, and I work at an elite sports facility called IMG Academy in Florida. And I see the major league scouts come over there to these games for the varsity and national teams. And, they're expected, the pitchers, to throw 95 plus for these scouts. And the hitters, same thing, with the whole exit velocity thing and launch angle swinging, which I'm totally against, especially at the high school level. But this is the pressure now. This is what is expected, even at the high school level, for these guys to be able to come up to the major leagues quickly. And, it's just the way it is. It's the high demand and what, for entertainment purposes, what people want to see.
Brian, in our inaugural broadcast, we actually brought this up. We talked about youth sports quite a bit. Do you think that, well, now, I guess if you're following Tom Seaver in 1969, me and you were kind of close in age. Do you feel that we're starting kids too early, or it's baseball focused? Like you're doing baseball. I remember doing baseball in the summer, soccer in the spring, football in the fall. And if I was really bored, I'd run track.
And then back to baseball.
Yeah, and then back again. And you had one kid who was on a travel team. And maybe they did 2 seasons and that was it. And now these kids are specializing year round and lifting at like 10 years old. Do you see a problem with that more than velocity? Because anybody can throw a fastball. It was always my thing that you didn't let a kid throw a curveball because it was going to ruin their arm.
Yeah, exactly. They are doing it all year round. It's down there at IMG they are. And I talked to Roger Cedeno. He was with the 99 Mets. He's one of the coaches there for he specializes in hitting and base running for the team and fielding fundamentals. And by the varsity level, that they expect these guys to know everything, and that's secondary. It's just working on all that stuff, the analytics stuff.
What's your feeling on the analytics? Because I think launch velocity and exit velocity, it's the one, like, I can't stand those stats in Major League Baseball. I think it's the dumbest thing ever. But I mean, what's your feelings on the analytics? Is that hurting these pitchers?
Yeah, me and Brian always have that argument online and stuff because I'm the analytics guy because of what I've done.
How do you feel about that, Brian?
Well, I just don't think it's at the high school level. That should be emphasized. It should be fundamentals. Correct. Getting them ready to play college. For a lot of these guys are getting college scholarships there to big name colleges like Alabama, LSU, Florida State, Miami, that go there. And they're two of the guys that were on the national team that won a national championship. They graduated in May, and they got drafted in June, and now they're multimillionaires.
There's a lot of money in it. I tell people I never bitch about money in sports. I can't throw a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. I can't adjust as a hitter from getting a 100-mile-an-hour, say Nolan Ryan fastball to a 10-6 curve, or a guy, Greg Maddux. I know Mo does not like the strike zone argument with Greg Maddux, but the idea of adjusting to a pitch, anything in the NFL, any sport you have, these are elite athletes. And so if they get paid at like the junior college level or like the college level now for their likenesses and those NIL stuff, I don't have a problem with that because like you have a limited shelf life in this game. I'm just curious as to like, okay, let's get back to money and what you were talking about before and what I brought up. Like a pitcher in the Mets, we'll drift back to the Mets because that's ostensibly why we're here, all our Mets gear. Like last night, I'm watching Peterson, and we're 5-1, right? We're winning 5-1, and then it's 4 innings in, and all of a sudden he can't find the strike zone anymore, and I'm sitting there screaming at the TV, "Here we go again!" And that's every Mets pitcher except for McLean. Every Mets pitcher, they can't get out of 5 innings. I don't, and that's kind of where I'm drifting with you. I'm just curious as to why that is.
It's not consistent like it was at the beginning of the year. I know you yell at me for I don't know. Is it the pitching? I don't think it is the pitching lab. I don't think any of us have a real answer now.
I just think that from what I see, how the Mets are doing things the last few years with Hefner, it's like they nibble too much on the edges, and instead of like McLean, the first couple of times he pitched, I don't think he walked more than 1 or 2 guys in those starts. And
he has 6 pitches though,
and he was pitching to contact, and that's what they need to do instead of trying to nibble and throwing these high velocity pitches and walking the ballpark. And that's what they've been doing all year, and it drives me crazy as a long time purist. I want to see games go at tops 2 hours and 30 minutes, and they just keep on going and going, walking all these guys. And look what happened on Wednesday with McLean. He ended up first 2 guys he walks, they scored, and then he was good the rest of the game. And that's a perfect example of what they have to get away from, is all these walks.
What are your feelings about Kodai Senga getting sent down? I think it's actually a pretty classy move on his part that he realizes he doesn't have his stuff, because I don't see another major league pitcher taking a AAA assignment willingly. I think you'd have to send him and force the team.
Yeah, it's true. I think that the Mets brought him back too early from his leg injury. I don't think he was 100%. I don't think that he owned up to that he was 100% from that hamstring injury when Pete Alonso threw that ball way high to first base. And it was just, and that's a problem that the Mets have had. I think they brought Manaea back too soon. I think Montas wasn't.
He was a gamble. He was horrible on the Yankees too.
Yeah, but he came back from the injury. He came into spring training out of shape, and he comes in, hurts his arm, at the beginning of spring training, and then they bring him back because he needed starting
Needed the
pitching.
arm. Yeah.
Well,
And that's
they could have
one.
had their starting pitching, couldn't they? They didn't address it in free agency.
No.
Yes, they didn't address it in free agency, and that's my big issue with Stearns, that he did not go after a starting pitcher. Granted, there weren't many available. Merrill Kelly, who is with Texas, he was available. He's the number 2, number 3 top starter, and he went from Arizona to Texas. Why didn't Stearns try to get him? Why didn't Stearns try to get Charlie Morton? Even though he's at the end of his road, he's a veteran pitcher. You need guys that give you innings.
I'd love to say it's a Moneyball argument, but then we paid Juan Soto $700 million. So it's not a Moneyball argument. I think he's trying to find bargain basement talent and try and catch lightning in a bottle like he did a year before.
Right. With Quintana.
Yep.
Severino. Right.
Well, I would have definitely re-signed Quintana over Montas. I mean, I know it's 2020 hindsight, but Quintana was one of the reasons the Mets made the playoffs last year. They needed to bring him back, and he was dependable. He was healthy, and veteran guy, and that's what they needed over Montas. I'm guessing Stearns must have had good reports on Montas with his power pitching and whatnot from the Brewers people from his previous alliance with them. But Quintana, to me, I was a no-brainer. Severino, he was asking for a lot of money. I don't think that was, and he got way too much money from the A's. I couldn't believe how much money that the A's gave him.
Yeah, big overpay.
A's are trying to boost up a little fan base because they're moving to Las Vegas and they want to have something for them to cheer about when they get there, I think.
Right.
Trevor Bauer.
Why has nobody gone after Trevor Bauer? Now that the cancel culture is, we're pretty much through that now. We're over it. But bring the guy back.
But that girl lied about it. Like
100%. Well, yeah, but you still know that somebody would protest something somewhere. But again, all right, so you accept that little bit of baggage. That kid's got a live arm. And what is he, 32, 31, somewhere down that range, and he's still throwing in the high 90s.
My guess is that there's more than we don't know than we know. And I think it's not a Kaepernick situation. I don't think it's a cancel culture thing. I think there's more in there, and this was just the one that came to light.
Well, yeah, he's a little bit of a head case for sure. I mean, you saw it in Cleveland. I mean, the famous when Francona. First of all, you never disrespect Francona ever. I mean, he's baseball deity, and to turn around when he was getting taken out and throw the ball over the center field wall. So yeah, maybe he is a little bit of a head case, but I mean, still. A live arm, man, especially if you're looking to make a push, even if it's just a rent-a pitcher, someone should have taken a chance on him.
And that's it. Pitcher, I keep saying it. His clinics and stuff, he teaches guys the right way, even though, with the analytics and spin rates, you don't see him. I don't think he really had any big injuries, right?
None.
Yeah, I don't believe so at all.
How come he can go?
So what do you see in your the clinic that you work in now? Like what do you see? Like I know we were talking like launch angle. I can't stand it. Exit velocity. Most useless stat they put on baseball. But what do you see as like how's the training philosophy down there for like players? Like what's different now than what they say me and you grew up with playing baseball?
Well, they're training all the time and throwing all the time and just hitting all the time. But with the pitchers, they're just stressing throwing faster, and faster, and that's what's putting the strain on, along with the throwing curveballs and other pitches that are putting a strain on their arm, which is, the human arm is not supposed to be that way. To do that high stress all the time. That's why all these Tommy John surgeries are happening. Guys are getting 2 and 3 Tommy John surgeries nowadays. It's crazy, but that's what the pressure is on these guys to produce. I'm sorry, I have to go at this time.
Oh, okay.
I have a 11:30 appointment that I have to attend to, but it's been great talking to you guys, and I hope I can do it again sometime soon.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'll talk to
absolutely.
Mets all the time.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you,
Okay.
Brian.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay.
So dovetailing off what he said and what we've talked about before, obviously, well, Tommy John surgery worked for Jacob deGrom. He's having a great year for Texas now. But the idea of stressing out these kids' arms too early.
Do you blame the parent?
100% I blame the parent. I think there's a lot of
greed.
I think there's a lot. Well, if you're telling me, it's kind of like the steroid argument. We've had that in past episodes. You're telling me I'm a AAA ball player and I'm a good AAA ball player, but say I'm the shortstop behind Derek Jeter on the Yankees. I'm never playing shortstop, but I'm never getting up there. So you're telling me I can juice up. I'm going to make the majors. I'm going to get a taste of some good money, and I'll keep doing it until I get caught, and I'm going to make millions of dollars. Or I'm this kid coming out of high school, and the second they sign me, I'm going to get this. I'm going to get money that if I invest it right, I'm set for the rest of my life. I see where parents would want to take care of their kids that way. I see where we all know that dad and that mom that's watching their kid, and we're really, really fucking annoyed with them because like it's all the time, every time, screaming at everything going on. I think there's this need for success, which I think everybody wants, but I think it's become something so bastardized. It's become something so important that you have to be this famous person. You have to get up there, that this pressure we're putting on these kids. I don't like it. I didn't grow up that way. I was full confession. I know we're all shocked to hear this. I was never playing any professional sport, but I enjoyed sports. I still do. I mean, I just have fun with it. And I would like to think that 99.99% of these kids would have fun with it. But when you have and when you talk about these things, I don't throw it over. Like the parents almost pressured into it. So instead of playing, as I played Little League Baseball in St. Joe's with in Hazlet, it was Hazlet, New Jersey. When I played St. Joe's Little League ball, that's all I did. I didn't play anywhere else.
Is that the real St. Joe's? There's a couple different St. Joe's. What's the real St. Joe's?
The real St. Joe's is in Bergen County. That's the real good high school.
Okay, all right.
I'm talking little kid. High school, I played for my high school team.
Oh, okay.
But and I was okay. I was okay.
Okay.
I played. I was okay. But I was lefty. They liked me. So they but the idea.
Wait, you were born wrong?
I'm a lefty.
Only two.
Oh, you the two lefties?
Yeah.
Okay. Blue, this explains everything we need to know. And next, you're going to tell me you're lefty too.
Oh no, I'm not.
Both
of my parents were, but I'm a righty.
Two-thirds of the world are born right-handed. Only the greatest can overcome it.
Exactly.
But so I see these parents now, and most of them mean well. I'd like to think so. There's a few that I just walk away from. It's all they want to talk about 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They're yelling. Nobody wants to be a coach anymore because these parents are insufferable about how much your kid plays or it's unreal. They think it's the pros. But you're in Little League, and that's minimal amount of money, then you have to do a travel team. Then you have to do the clinic. Then you have to do this other stuff. And all of a sudden you're thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in. Yeah. And your kid's time is all taken up with this all-encompassing, all enveloping sport. And I just think like what he was saying was there's too much stress on their arms. There's too much stress on their bodies. So by the time they get up here and they're constantly working out, because I mean, we were talking about pitchers we knew in like the 80s and the 70s. They were not specimens of health. I mean, Doc Ellis famously pitched an entire game for the Yankees on LSD. So I mean,
as recent as David Wells. David Wells admitted that he was drunk and hungover the day he pitched his perfect game. Yep.
So and David Wells also not the pinnacle of
no, at all.
But so the idea I think now is I think that's also why they have all these data points that you use now and all these things that are going on, and I think it's ruining it. And getting back to the Mets, I think Stearns picked up a bunch of relief pitchers is what he did.
Right.
And he tried to make them starters. And I think he tried to bolster up the bullpen to save money to get Juan Soto, who is now fabulous. Oh,
All of a
I
sudden.
was on the Soto train the whole way. All of a sudden, 82 games. 82 games. He's the hottest player in baseball.
Yeah, I told you. I think we had this discussion earlier when he was struggling, and I told you he's too good to not hit. He's gonna hit. You knew he was gonna get hot at some
And
point.
I even said he wasn't struggling. He wasn't in home runs. He was getting on base. He was walking. He was driving in runs. He was getting RBIs. He just wasn't hitting monster home runs. Now he's hitting home runs.
And he's basically the best player.
Yeah, 100%.
For these past 82 games.
Oh,
He's
as bet.
almost leading in there. Well, not if you
You know,
that which would bring to, I know we're still talking to Mets. He is in that MVP conversation. But because that's going to be another debate which is going on, because you have Schwarber and Raleigh both under 250. But their numbers,
nobody cares about batting average anymore.
I know
They
that.
don't care about strikeouts anymore.
But everyone, there are those, like, I don't think it's 50-50. I think it's a lot that don't want them to do it to be considered, even though they're going to be, because of that.
At the end, it all comes down to the big stats that everybody looks at.
And Soto now is what, 267,
Yeah,
267, the 30. So, and then they're saying Ohtani is already the shoo-in to be an LMVP.
Well, I mean, does both jobs.
Well, see, this is the problem with that, and I forget. It had to be. I'm going to guess it was Brian Kenny's show, because that usually talking about analytics and that and stuff. And they had that Ohtani debate last year about giving him the MVP based on the fact that he does both. You're pretty much blocking yourself into a corner if you do that now, because you're going to have to give it to him every year.
Pretty much every year,
yeah,
as long as he's producing.
Correct. It's you got to get away from. I mean, listen, yeah, it's amazing what he does. You know, being able to pitch at that level and hit at that level. But I think to just give him the MVP based on that, it's going to be tough, man. You're going to be handing it to him every year. You know, I mean, where there's other guys that have.
If the Dodgers don't do well in the playoffs, maybe not. What does the MVP get voted before the playoffs?
It's before.
I don't know. I mean, I could see other players getting it. I agree with Mo's argument that you might box yourself in, but I mean, he has to produce the hitting and if he wants to be that guy, he has to produce the hitting and the pitching numbers. And if he's not comparable, say, hitting to some of these other guys, then I don't care that he pitches. That's great. That's good for the Dodgers, but okay. And the whole Soto argument and everybody, you know, and what was going on with him. I mean, you know, like even I was a little annoyed when he was smiling when they were losing. I think that was more of a nervous thing. Like, you know, but I mean, it annoyed me. I'm not gonna lie. He should be a little bit more pissed off. And since then, I guess he's been paying attention to social media, because he gets very angry and pissed off now when things don't go his way. So I guess he was listening to that. Another issue is I know we're all going to cheer about the win against Cincinnati last night, but Edwin Diaz basically saved himself last night. I mean, he's throwing fastballs. He can't hit the strike zone. And he got very lucky that he got two very young Cincinnati players with bases loaded to swing at balls, because they definitely would have tied the game. And if you would have seen me, if I had hair, I would have been ripping my hair out, but I don't. So I was throwing things as a child. I was throwing things around and screaming at a TV, because they can hear me when I yell loud at the TV. You know that,
of
right?
course. It impacts the game.
It impacts the entire game. They know.
And I know we were Peterson went a little over 4 innings, and it was the bullpen finally. Stanek.
Even Stanek did something. I was shocked.
Rogers, and then Diaz is the one. I don't think we can check, but I don't think they had any walks. That has been the problem with
Diaz had walks.
Yeah,
Diaz walked 3 people
once he came in. Yeah. But that's it. The same thing with Hell's Bells.
Yeah, Hell's. But I think he's another one that has to. They have to work on his mechanics more. They should keep him out and just work on side bullpen sessions with him, because that's what I think it is. Because he was a good pitcher.
Right.
No one complained when Stearns picked him up, and I'm not going to jump on. Oh, I knew then. No, I was very happy when they picked him up and bolstering that staff.
And I don't think it's new. Devin Williams with the Yankees, he's probably more New. It's a whole New York thing. Mental
Might be,
thing.
yeah, because Devin
But,
Williams was a lights out until he met the Mets. Of course, he was
Right.
a lights out pitcher for Milwaukee.
But that's it. Right now, I don't have confidence in Helsley.
Yeah,
With Rogers, again, it comes back to consistency. Once they're truly consistent, then I think all us fans will be.
I don't
happy.
think I think Mets fans, and I'll lump Yankees into this, that I think we're all going to be disappointed in the playoffs.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
we're going to make the playoffs, and one of the teams, not both, one of the teams is going to excite us by winning that first series. And then they're going to get clobbered by a good team because they don't have what it takes to win. David Peterson yesterday, just for the Mets purposes. I mean, look, I didn't even know the Yankee pitcher yesterday. Is he like a rookie or something? Because he gave up 4 runs in an inning and a quarter. So I won't count him. But
he's actually been doing really well, since he's been out. But last night was an anomaly. Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's Toronto.
Well, that's just it. And to your point, I mean, yeah, I don't think either of these teams are built.
Because here's
well, no, the Yankees actually are they lead in almost every category, also offensively.
That's why I don't care about categories.
Correct.
The thing you should care about. Here's the stat I care about. What's the one where you're like
wins?
No, that's the big one. No, the one when you're walking, getting on base, and driving in runs. Like that's it's not your batting average. It's getting on base. Is it WAR?
Okay.
That's the one I care about the most.
What's the OPS?
Wait, OPS.
Too many damn
right.
But the idea for me is that, and I'll end with one little refreshing thing that I'm noticing in Major League Baseball again. But what are you doing to get on base? Because I don't care that you have a launch angle. If you hit a single, you're on base. That's what matters. I don't care what you're doing when, if you're like this 40, 50 home run hitter. I don't care about that. What are you doing to drive in runs? That's what matters.
Well, that
OPS runners.
OPS has to do with on base percentage. A lot of people are complaining that Soto just looks for walks, yet his on base.
What's wrong with a walk?
Dawn, can you do me a favor? Can you look up what OPS stands for, please, in baseball? OPS baseball.
On base plus slugging.
There you go.
Yeah. So the whole idea with it is the whole idea, and the refreshing thing that I actually have been noticing a lot of is teams are bunting again. They rediscovered how to bunt and move runners.
That's small baseball.
Yeah.
That's what you need, that small baseball plus the big. That's what the Yankees. I've always been saying their problem. They don't do the small baseball. They're always the Bronx Bombers. They want to do
Aaron
home
Judge
run.
and Giancarlo Stanton and who's
Bellinger
on the team. So
right.
Why aren't you going to swing for the fences?
Don't discount Grisham. Who saw him hitting 30 home runs?
I didn't
What
see
the?
that.
I don't even think he.
But the whole idea is this. I don't know which team it is. Obviously, Mo is going to say the Yankees. We're going to say the Mets. We're both going to make the playoffs. That's going to happen. We're not going to be out of the playoffs. Yeah. But one team is going to excite us by winning one series, and then they're going to be knocked out by a good team. We are not of that level.
That'll be the Mets.
You're not.
That'll be the Mets. The Yanks aren't getting it around one. They're not built. And you look at this Toronto series as the example, right? I mean, you go in against Toronto 3 games down with a 3-game series. I mean, you can't ask for more, from a team that has been playing like the Yankees. You can't ask for more than to be in a position at the end of the season where you control your own fate.
And I go back. I think I mentioned this the last time. That I think the NL, even though some people say it's still the AL, I think that NL is the most not consistent, balanced. Because you're probably going to get 2 from the West, 2 from the Central, 2 from the East, unless I mentioned this to Brian like a while ago. Watch out for San Francisco. I said that there's a possibility you could have 3 from the West: Dodgers, Padres.
So some teams are getting hot. I mean, the Mets are only 1 game behind the Padres. Or we're tied. We're tied today.
We're tied.
Yeah. So we're
stop the we shit. We talk about this. Stop the we shit.
Didn't I just tell you that when I yell at the TV, they listen?
Well, just because they listen to you,
it's we. I have a function in this. Speaking off topic baseball for a second. So there have been 3 instances. One was in the US Open. One was actually a Mets fan. And the other one happened last night with what I would define as the ultimate Karen situation. And actually,
yes.
let me do the first 2, and then I have a question for the panel.
Go with it.
Dawn, let me explain the last one first. I'm not asking this yet. A father runs and gets a foul ball. You with me so far? Okay. And this woman, who is the epitome of a Karen, does not get the baseball. He runs back and gives it to his son. This woman comes over and yells at him, like they're going back and forth, and he gives her back the baseball. Leave that there. I'm going to ask a question in a minute. So in the US Open, the guy, the adult, this is a thing about adults.
The CEO.
There's a Polish CEO that's watching a Polish tennis player, and the tennis player is clearly trying to give a kid a hat. And this guy grabs it out of his hand and shoves it in a bag with his wife, and they're all chuckling away while this kid didn't get the hat. Now, to be fair, the tennis player, the kid got an ultimate experience. They brought him down. He got a meet and greet with him. Then we had a Mets fan, unfortunately, giant beard. I saw him rips the baseball out of, it was a Mets fan, and rips the baseball out of this woman's hand.
This was yesterday?
No, this was a couple days ago. Rips the baseball out of a woman's hand, and he's sitting there smiling and laughing as he does it. And I just described this last one. One, grown adults. This is the first question. The second one is the opinion. Grown adults taking souvenir baseballs or souvenir items away from children. What the fuck is going wrong with us? You are a grown adult and you are ripping a baseball or a hat away from a child? What is going on with us as a society in sports?
It's because they want the money.
For what? It's a routine foul ball.
Well, that guy that goes to all the parks,
right,
and does the same thing with the kids. He tries to get the home run, the big home run balls.
But this wasn't though. What's wrong with people? I don't understand.
Because they want, it's monetary.
A foul ball.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
A foul ball. I don't agree.
Yeah, I don't think it's that. Yeah, I don't think it's the money.
What do you think it is?
I don't know. It's a bizarre obsession. I don't know. But yeah, how you could do that to a child? You know, I mean, I could see wrestling another adult.
Sure, why not?
Right?
like that. The Barry Bonds. You know, his fake home run record, or like Aaron Judge's home run, or all that kind of stuff, like fighting for that ball. I get that, because like
for your next show, I'm gonna find the clip of Chipper Jones talking about Barry Bonds and saying how he was the greatest player.
That's great, and I'm a Mets fan, and Chipper can go chip.
Yeah, I understand, but he was the best.
So now I gave you the description. This is the opinion question for the panel. The father hands the ball to his son. The Karen comes over and is screaming at this guy. And he takes the ball from his son and gives it to the woman. Who's in the wrong? The woman or the dad?
I would say both. Like, what the
hell's
wrong
with you? Run for office. Run for office. Both. I got to make that.
Well, I mean, really, like, why is she coming? Like, why did she want the ball, first of all? So why did she trying to take it away from a kid? But then why did the father give in to her?
Exactly. What she said was, and the video didn't back it up, was he took it from her. That's not the case. He just grabbed it before she got there.
Right.
So now,
I mean, in fairness, they were kind of reaching at the same time. It wasn't before she got there.
Now you just said two grown men going at it. So this is a grown woman and a grown man.
Yeah, well, no, I understand, but just
who's in the wrong? Who's in the wrong, Mo?
Well, she's absolutely in the wrong, because I mean, in case you didn't see it, the kid ended up also he got a great experience.
With Harrison Bader.
Wait, I want you to take that out of the record.
No, I don't care. She's wrong. I think the father at that point is right to diffuse. I mean, at some point, what are you going to do? You're going to have this woman, because God forbid she puts her hands on him. He's going to be forced to now into a much worse situation. At that point, I think he did the logical thing. He said, just like we were saying, it's just a fucking foul ball. Who cares?
What do you think? I'm trying to remember. Who
do you think's in the wrong with this one?
To me, when I saw it, he's the one that actually grabbed. I thought he's the one that grabbed.
Who's
it
in the
away.
wrong when he?
I was.
Who's
gonna
in the
go
wrong?
with, him.
That's what the internet was saying. They were basically emasculating this guy because you took the ball from your kid to give to some stranger because she's acting out like a juvenile.
Well, no,
an absolute juvenile.
But again, man, like I said, she was acting like an absolute juvenile, and you could see that she had no intention of relenting. So if you're that guy, you have to be thinking, what happens now if she pushes him?
Present company,
now what?
Blue, present company excluded. Push me all you want. You weigh 100 pounds. What are you going to do to me? And I'm just going to stand there and I'm going to back up my son and you're going to go sit down. That's what you're going to do. That's all this is. You're going to do nothing to me. You're going to yell and scream. And I don't care about, we were all on the job at one point. Okay. Oh, we were all on the job at one point. But I've been called every name in the book. So when you want to insult me, you better come up with a good one. Because I haven't heard a good one in a long time. You better come with your A-game insult to get me. Anybody jibber-jabbering to me, I could care less. And you're coming at me, looking at my child. God help you, you touch my kid. And I don't care what the video shows. You're getting thrown down 5 flights of stairs after that. You touch my kid over a baseball, you're out of your effing mind.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, I think he saw that coming. Okay. And listen, he would have ended up in handcuffs, and so I think he was right to diffuse. Just give her the fucking baseball. She's obviously, again, the kid ended up getting hooked up, which again, in the moment, the father didn't know that was going to happen, but the kid ended up getting hooked up and she's just getting dragged on the internet.
The Marlins did the right thing and they gave him a swag bag and he got to meet Bader and got a bat. So it all worked out in the end for that kid. You know, I'm not.
Oh yeah. And there are people online too, like athletes that are like, yo, I'll send this kid to the World Series on me.
Yeah.
Like,
He's going. There was a company owner, Leonis is his last name. Marcus Leonis. I forget what he owns. He says he's going to send the kid to the World Series.
There you go.
You know, so look, I'm not talking about the after effect. I'm talking about the actual incident itself. Who's in the wrong? And so it seems like split decision. Was it a split decision, or was I the only one saying
the after effect? Her.
Well, no, I said both. So
politician, run for office. That'll work well.
No. I don't do politics.
The after effect, definitely her. Before it. To me, it seemed like he's the one that went after it because he's celebrating and everything. To me, I thought he took the ball away from her.
Nah, they reached at the same time, and it looked like she was reaching over the seat, and he had the advantage of being in the row where the ball was, so he had a easier track to it. But they were definitely going at it at the same time. But again, like me and John were saying, it's 2 grown adults. That is what it is. Once it's in a kid's hands,
you don't take it.
Yeah, you got to be a fucking monster.
And once again, I think it comes back to. They're not totally linked, but it's kind of the same idea. The parents at games pushing these kids to do more and more and more and just being insufferable. If any of your kids have ever played sports, you know who this parent is, and you know who, and it's women and men. It's equal opportunity with this stuff. It's ridiculous. I have nephews there's one left that still plays a bunch of sports, but football is particularly interesting as I sit there. These are high school kids. And I'm listening to these parents like this is like, you know, this is the NFC championship game. Like, oh my God, how could this ref who's getting paid $50 to do this game? How could this, I think it's more than that, but I mean, how could they do this? And so I think this and what we're just talking about right now is indicative of the larger culture about this entitlement, this idea that it's all about me. And
wait a minute. Now I feel that way. So wait.
Well,
it's not all about me.
That's why we got you behind the glass in the door. So you could talk to yourself about that.
Good point.
Actually, I'm Patrick. You know Patrick Donahue, who's
sure.
Yeah, we're gonna get him on next month. He reached out and talked about umpiring and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So we'll bring this up for him. I'll get him on.
Yeah. Patrick's a good man.
So he'll be the right one to.
Sexy man as well.
Oh, very sexy.
Very sexy man.
Bringing sexy back, he is.
Yes.
But so with that whole idea of just like decorum, and it's just disappearing, and so I was going to save this for the second half, but I'll bring up this minor point to bring it in. This whole idea of like we keep saying, like this woke culture is going away, but yet NFL still has, end racism and these stupid little things on their helmets still. And I don't want to talk about the rest. I want to talk about that because I think we're going to take a short one at 11:45. But the idea of just constantly injecting this, I got to feel bad about myself into sports.
Well, you didn't like the raise your voices.
That's
national. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry.
Speak when spoken to.
So
The idea of this woke culture is supposed to be going away, and I've seen it go away. Not in the WNBA yet. That shit's still there. But
what's the WNBA?
Exactly. Now that Caitlin Clark's not in it, who and what? Who are they?
Who are they?
And Angie Reese got smacked by her own team for acting like a jerk. It's great. But
where did Caitlin Clark go?
She got injured.
Oh, she got injured.
Yeah. So now nobody. If
And
anybody
so
was watching it before, nobody's watching.
And the other broad, Sophie
Cunningham,
she got injured too.
Yeah.
You can say broad, right? Like that.
Yeah, I think that's okay.
All right, good.
I think that's all right.
But so Sophie's doing her TikTok stuff.
That's all right.
Control makes women unattractive and crazy.
She looks good in a bikini. I'll give her that for being like
That's
6'8". She looks good in a bikini. So,
That's the blonde. Well,
that's the blonde.
That's the blonde. Yeah. Won't find that here, I guess so.
Yeah, you won't find that here.
But yeah, so we call that a tease in the trade. What the board op brought up, we will be talking about in the second half.
Beautiful. You guys want to get up and stretch your legs?
Please
Get on it.
All right.
Get on.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Don't rush through it, John.
You're very quiet.
Don't rush through it.
You're very quiet.
Because you probably broke the headphones again.
All right.
Bro, push them all the way in. Plug them in.
Did. Professional show.
There you go. Yep.
Right.
There you go.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Stop breaking the equipment, John.
I'm accident prone. That's how these things go.
Stop.
All right. So we were going to jump into something else, but I was reminded that we missed a few tidbits. Mike, please share.
Yes. Going back to the Mets, they also brought up back. How can I forget his name all of a sudden?
Diaz. Oh no,
not a Diaz.
Catcher.
Our catcher.
Yep. And he's playing with a broken finger still. And he's still hitting. He's still throwing. I don't know how he's doing it. But everything's falling apart. Go on.
But
Bro, are you?
Go on.
What are you doing, bro? Are you all right?
It's a stressful time.
Listen, look at this. We're animals now. We're lighting cigars with matches.
That's old school.
What the hell is happening?
What the hell is happening? What's going on?
There you go.
So yeah, Francisco Alvarez is back. I don't know if he's rushed.
Did you have a picture of him? Is that number 4?
Yeah, that's number 4.
That's number 4. Oh, look at that.
He's back.
Where was he?
Again, he was injured. He came back quicker. That they thought maybe because of the broken finger that he wouldn't be back quicker than
15 days with a broken finger.
No, 10 to 4. It was supposed to be 10 to 14 days, and it came back. Everyone thought it would.
Well, as a catcher, that's no joke.
I am not a doctor, but broken bones heal. I play on TV. And I'm also that 5th dentist that doesn't recommend Dentine for patients who chew gum. But the idea is that dated reference, I understand, for the youngsters. The broken bones don't heal in 2 weeks.
No.
Yet there he is catching.
And the same thing with the Cincinnati catcher yesterday. He has the thumb, actually, that's broken.
Yeah. I guess they're in for the stretch run. I like it. Never going to hear me complaining about playing through injuries. I like it.
Then Alexis Diaz was released by the Dodgers. People don't know
that's exactly what we need. The Diaz brothers. You know what happened to the Diaz brothers in Scarface, right? Anyway, he was cut by the Dodgers. He was cut by the Dodgers for a reason. And he'll have to clear the entire league for us to even think about bringing him back. And why would we?
Right.
Why would we? What, so we can have his brother there as like a comfort blanket? It didn't. I don't know what's going on. And then the Red Sox umpire. What was that about?
That's if you see that picture, there should be a picture that says Brian Walsh. That looks like says Wednesday 9/3/2025 on it.
Like a Brian. Which one you want? This one, or you got a couple of Brian Walshes up there, brother?
The other one.
The other one. That one.
The next one. The one with that.
How many Brian Walshes do you know?
Yeah, really, bro.
Oh
No.
Let's just chat about it. Go. Talk. We don't need
It should have a mask. It gives you the percentage, 90% overall.
So tell us what's going on. Who cares about this?
So
great pod. Keep it up. What is this Brian Walsh? Tell me.
Well, no, I guess there's a video that's like 1:15.
Okay. This is great pod. What's on the video, Mike? We're talking. We're live. Let's go.
Is the payoff. Strike 3, Chisholm down looking, ball game over, and the Yankees lose 8-7, and Chisholm arguing his case with Brian Walsh. And he's right, it wasn't a strike. That's a tough way to lose a game. And the pinch hitter Dominguez takes him, a very productive player.
He just fits this roster.
What happens in tonight's game, as we saw a couple of times, including last night.
Oh, strike. There's Diaz. Anyway, to finish the point. He does not go. The 2-0. just missed hitting him. 3-0.
He spun out of the way, but this is close to a strike. And actually, maybe on that line.
Okay.
All right. So now we figured it out.
Yeah,
we the good detectives here have put it all together. So
totally out of the
Mike
zone.
was actually looking for the video,
Yes.
not the pictures.
And
And the backstory. I think Anthony put it together for us. Thank you. So what you're trying to say, Mike, is that the umpiring was horrible, and social media put together that the umpire is a Red Sox fan, and now the conspiracy is that the umpire was purposely missing calls because it was going against the. Okay.
So,
John, you see how that worked?
I see how it works.
We just. I could be a detective now.
I see how this works. I see how this works.
Yeah.
This need to have dead air during the pod is exciting. Okay. So share your feelings with the group, Mike.
But an umpire to be a fan of, you should never show your fandom at any time.
But go back to what you started to say. For an umpire to be a fan, stop. I mean, umpires. I'm sure every umpire.
They're allowed to be fans.
Yeah, every umpire is a fan. And
but don't take pictures with yourself in a Red Sox shirt.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Then MLB should not let that umpire.
Why not?
Umpire, because
you have a
it's
job
gonna be
to
biased.
You have a job to do.
It's going to be biased.
Oh, wait.
I can't be a police officer and hate Black Lives Matters at the same time. Sure, I can.
Wait a minute.
I can.
Wait a minute. I believe this is prescient. Big word. I believe.
What was the word again?
Prescient. I believe. In our last podcast,
what the hell is
there was somebody. Look that up, Blue. I believe that there was somebody mentioning the computer strike zone last podcast, and a certain person behind the glass telling me no.
Well, listen, you heard me. You heard me watching that video. I'm calling a lot of those strikes same way.
That's why you're not an umpire.
I'm calling them a lot of the same way.
They were balls. They were balls.
They're not.
They are.
They're
They're balls.
That's why when Patrick comes on, we'll
I know.
get more into this.
But yeah, I have.
They're not. Those are Greg Maddux strikes. Were about 3 more inches further out of that zone.
And they were balls. With the computer strike zone, it's gone. Strike is a strike.
Greg Maddux doesn't win 300 games, and that's
sure. Okay. Then I guess you have to learn how to pitch different. But
it goes back to different era to now.
Yeah, true. But the whole idea of that and the conspiracy that gets started, right, that he's or the Red Sox is diffused with a computer strike zone. Doesn't matter who he is.
Right.
He could wear a Red Sox jersey during the game. He's not calling the strikes.
I hate the idea of getting away from the humanness of the game.
There are certain things that humans are not good at. And it should not determine. There's that. There's that as well.
Having sex over 65 years old.
Well, yeah, these things. There's a porn niche for that. There's a porn niche for that.
And and I think that his thing. Well, his cold strike accuracy was at 85%.
Computer strike zone.
Cold ball accuracy was 93%. Now
computer strike zone.
With us with shooting, what's passing? 80,
I believe it's an 80. I believe qualifies you to carry a firearm and point it at somebody as an 80.
How crazy is that, right?
Yes. Well, you were in the NYPD. Like they used to have a sharpshooter pin, and you were a real toolbox. And if you wore the sharpshooter pin, and God help you, you got it.
It's funny you should say that because in recreating his rack, Mike actually went to the PBA.
Yeah, I saw that.
to get the official, so he knew exactly what medals he was supposed to have, and then got those medals. And they supplied him with a sharpshooter, but he insisted that he was a pistol expert. Insisted
pistol expert.
Yeah, so he swapped out his sharpshooter for pistol expert.
Yes. And so, but the whole idea of this is not sports related, and it's specifically NYPD. They took it away a long time ago because if you had a pistol expert on your rack and you shot somebody you weren't supposed to shoot and you had pistol expert on there, boy. Yeah. So all apologies to Mike. I'm sure you're a fine shot and well deserving of your medal.
Mm-hmm.
So just throwing it out there.
And then the last thing is about Yankees. Rodon, even though they lost with the rookie, Rodon looks like he's coming back to being good, but we'll see what happens with that. Yankees are going to have, they have Judge with the home runs, Bellinger, Chisholm, and Grisham, all with basically just about 30 home runs.
But as Mo put it out the last time, it's a home run or nothing team.
Right.
And if you don't hit home runs, once again, the OPS, thank you for looking that up, Lou. But I mean, no, you did already. Thank you for looking that up. But the OPS, so if you don't hit a home run with runners on base, who cares? You're not getting on base. So like it's an all or nothing mentality. And I don't like that Major League Baseball went to that. I'm fine with a guy that hits 30 home runs or 40 home runs and has a batting average of over, like, say, 275. I'll be accepting of that. And you have other stats. You can steal. You can bunt when you need to. We were talking about that earlier, about the small ball baseball that's made its way back.
You got to get those runners in scoring position.
Hitting behind the runner,
right?
Strategic hitting to second base to move the runner to third. All those kinds of things. Moving the runner along. All that stuff is great.
So looking at that graphic, Mike, I think I found the one that you wanted.
Yeah.
What's the issue? I mean, it looks like his lowest call. How am I reading this? So his overall accuracy is 90%. So,
but
where is the conspiracy?
Because of the call strike accuracy is below what it should be, even though it's 85%.
I'm the guy repeating himself a lot. I'm screaming into my TV right now. They should listen to me. With a computer strike zone, we don't worry about this anymore.
Right.
It's a strike or a ball, and the players can't argue it, and it's done. And it was funny because, like, it moves the game along, because Brian was saying that, like, these games are 2.5 hours
it'll
long.
Quicken it. Definitely quicken it.
And Josh,
that's all right. You made it.
I almost made it.
You made it this far, but no, I'm vehemently opposed to any of that stuff. Why would you? Again, trips to the ballpark are supposed.
You said
to be,
that the last time.
Trips to the ballpark are supposed to be special family time. Why would you want to speed that up? I want to get my money's worth. I hope for extra innings. I hope for 17 innings. Stop putting a runner at second base.
Oh, that's stupid.
Everything. Why would you want to speed it up? Again, baseball is not for everybody. Accept it. For a lot of people that aren't into baseball, they find it insanely boring. It's one step above golf for them, because they just don't understand, everything that goes into it, and they're not into it. And okay, for them, maybe you want to speed the game up, and in the hopes that maybe you'll get the fringe people to watch. But I don't give a fuck what the fringe people want to do. I can't believe you're using matches. Just an animal. Yeah, no. Why would we want to speed it up? And again, the computerized and all that shit. Bro,
I know you said I'm with you.
I like the human factor. I like the bring back the
Cracker Jacks.
No, the phantom tag at second. Or when they drag their foot and bring that back.
Double play.
I like that. Yeah, it's bring back hard sliding too. Let them block the plate again. Let's.
But it's going back to the parents again. I could tell you this because you always hear this complaining baseball game. Because watch, you're going to hear it again.
Oh, Anthony,
during the playoffs.
Anthony's saying, "Look at it, just a typical Yankee fan complaining." No, Anthony, I'm not complaining. I mean. All right, maybe I'm complaining a little bit, but
you are.
Yeah, no, but it has nothing to do with me being a Yankee fan. I'm just complaining because I'm a bitch.
Baseball fan.
I'm just a bitch. Like I told you.
I believe we've chatted about this before, so I'll keep it short. The attention span of most kids now, like back when it was appointment viewing, like if it was regular TV, and you had to sit and watch a game, that was the only time you could watch the game. That was it. It was one hit wonder. That was it. Now everything is little snippets, little reels, little TikToks. Everything is little itty bitty snippets. The attention span of people, like I even find myself doom scrolling from time to time. I just can't be bothered with like these long form things anymore. It's kind of why I like podcasts and I listen to podcasts, because you get hour and a half, 2 hours, and like in the case of Rogan and some of the other people, you get 3+ hours of a quality conversation. But younger folks don't do that. So you're not going to get them watching a baseball game that long, and especially with the delays. And that's why they had to change it.
MLB, it's kind of, I think, a catch-22. MLB did it to themselves too, because they make the stadiums now more family friendly. You're not always at the watching a game. You're doing this with the kids. You're doing that.
I agree.
So,
yeah. But we've belabored baseball quite a bit. Shall we go on to more exciting topics as Mo was foreshadowing? That's another one. Foreshadowing what was going on. He's very prescient. So the idea of the wokeness, and so my beloved Cowboys. Now let me start with one thing. Every time I've been on here talking about the Cowboys, the first thing I always say is Dak is not the answer. Dak is not the answer. Dak was not the problem against the Eagles. Dak played very well. CeeDee Lamb, who you signed for what, $125 million, drops three passes.
That last catch.
Yeah, well, not the last one. The last one was a hard catch. I would have given him that one. It was the one across the middle that would have gotten 20 yards. That would have kept the drive going. We would have beat the Eagles. We were on the way.
That last catch he should have done.
And what was more interesting, well, we'll do the football game first. The more interesting idea of the football game was obviously the Cowboys defense made Jerry Jones in the first half look like a real idiot because they did not play well, but they were lucky that the Eagles defense wasn't playing well either. I mean, it didn't help that Jalen Carter spit on Dak Prescott in front of a ref, but there's that. Yes, point of order.
There you go.
But
was it Dak that started it?
I did see that spit, but I'm not going to make excuses. It didn't look like he was spitting at him.
Yeah, yes, he was.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
I didn't think so.
Watch it again. Hold on.
But
it's very intentional.
Dak.
Well, no,
that's Jalen doing it.
Oh yeah,
Dak spit before him, but he
said he went to spit at the ground.
Okay, I didn't know that. I'll play this game because for people who aren't Cowboy fans, I don't want to be a fanboy. I didn't think it was, but if that's what the reason why he did it, okay, I get it. Neither one of you should be spitting at each other. But like as always with a personal foul, it's always the guy that throws the second punch. It's not the guy that throws the first punch. And in a big game like that, you're kicked out of the game for losing and Jalen Carter's known for that. He's a nutcase. And he spits at Dak Prescott in front of the ref. But that's not so much a woke thing. That's just bad form. And in the second half, all of a sudden the defense figured out how to stop the Eagles. If not for Jalen Hurts, I mean, Saquon Barkley scored a touchdown, but he only had 62 yards.
Mo, we have that video, which is 16 seconds. If you see, there's one that says Campbell. And
he played it, didn't he?
No,
the 16-second one?
Yeah, that's the one where
offensive lineman. And Dak spits down towards the ground, but in the direction of the Eagles with Carter, who had walked over there. And that begins the interaction of the two. Prescott's spit was down. Carter was.
I saw it. I can, like I said, if you're not a Cowboy fan or being a fanboy about it, I understand. I'll roll with it. You know what I mean? Like if he thought that way, hey, guy, you're spitting on me. I get it. But so AJ Brown, no catches. Devontae Smith, one target, nothing the entire game. Like, so the Dallas defense minus Micah Parsons, because we can talk about that for a second, minus Micah Parsons actually shut down the Eagles for the second half. I mean, neither team could stop anybody in the first half. If you like offense, that's all it was.
That delay.
Well, it did. The delay at rest, you should be better. But the whole idea behind it was I was impressed. I was impressed with the loss. I'll go that far. Micah Parsons getting traded, $188 million, 120 guaranteed, 2 first-round picks, and Kenny Clark, the defensive tackle, actually played pretty well. He wasn't a bad defensive tackle from the Packers. So either Jerry Jones is going to look like a genius, because I think they have 2 first-rounders next year because they already have one. And I'm not sure if they have 2 first-rounders the year after that, but they definitely have the one from the Packers. So could this be a mini Herschel Walker idea where he bulks up this team near the end and Dallas is a juggernaut going into the late 2020s? I don't know.
A repeat.
It's funny you should say that, because and I hate to admit it, A, because I hate the NFL, and B, I have no affiliation with the Cowboys whatsoever. The Netflix,
fantastic,
phenomenal,
fantastic,
phenomenal. And I saw that trade that Jones pulled off, and then he cut all those guys and got five.
Genius.
Absolute. Yeah. I mean, how do you
like you said,
that?
is it going to be a repeat of that?
I'm curious. But you know what the funny part of that special was? As a Cowboy fan, back then, you don't like Barry Switzer. It's not Jimmy Johnson. I came away from that. I wanted to give Barry Switzer a hug and apologize. I was, wow, what a nice guy. You know who he was. And then you find out they were all on Arkansas together. Like he was a coach. And I knew Jerry and Jimmy were. I didn't know Barry Switzer was a coach on that team.
Anthony says they got 2 first round in the next 2 years.
Okay, so there you go.
Yeah.
But so dovetailing off of that, and it was alluded. I was alluded to by Mo.
Stop throwing out these big fucking words. You're lighting cigars with matches. Grow up.
Listen to me. That's what the cavemen did, and I'm paleo. So the idea of we had to endure the lift all the voices and sing at the beginning of the game, and they chose to televise that
by itself, standalone segment.
Yes, and
standalone segment.
And if you noticed, so. You know, a conspiracy land, and it's not a conspiracy. They pump in cheers for that. Nobody was standing for that. They were all talking to each other while she sung. And then at the end, they're all cheering for an alternate national anthem. Where's the Asian national anthem? Where's the Haitian national anthem? Where's the Ukrainian national anthem? Like, why is there how about the Native American national anthem, since we're so concerned with them that we changed the Redskins name because of it?
The people who report themselves as promoting unity are very good at promoting division.
I said off air, if you recall, because are we all equal or are we not? And Animal Farm, as I said, written by George Orwell, all animals are equal, just some are more equal than others. Right. And I think that's what's going on. And with this woke nation, the Bohm Mike put on something on the chat about the male cheerleaders, something the Dallas Cowboys will never do, by the way. I don't know about everybody else. There will never be a male or a transgender cheerleader.
Don't say never.
Never.
Don't jinx
never. But anyway, you know, this constant need to push this. The most major league sports, are they're women like it, but it's for men. It's a man's league. And the NFL especially is alpha males. It's violence. It's anger, which is maybe why Jalen Carter should have been kicked out of the game for spitting. Who gives a shit? I don't care.
6 seconds.
I don't care. The refs making themselves part of the game, and we'll get to the Mahomes thing in a little bit. But the whole idea of this, as my friends used to call it, all apologies, Blue, the pussification of these sports. And, you know, these messages. Have we ended racism yet?
No.
6 years of end racism in the end zone. And we can all do this. And, you know,
they don't want to end racism. They don't want to end racism. You know how much money is made off of racism?
But have we ended it? Because that's the point. It says end racism. Has we ended racism in the United States?
No, the point is they don't want the end of it. They keep talking about it because they need to keep it alive, because it literally is the livelihood of the race baiters. If racism didn't exist, Al Sharpton is doing what?
Still eating and
going to jail for tax evasion. That's for sure.
Still eating and wearing a gold medal with the James Brown afro.
This is the thing. So much money, and the hypocrisy is insane. Like when the Boston Red Sox had the Black Lives Matters banner all along the outside of their stadium. The Boston Red Sox, look up their history, and when it came to integrating,
Milwaukee was the last one.
Look up the history. I think they bought up one guy because they were forced to, and then cut him right after they bought him up. They literally were the last team to integrate. You know who was second? The Yankees.
Another series where they did basically, it was about the Red Sox winning the World Series, but they had a little.
I watched that too. That is a good one.
They had a little vignette why they weren't winning, and then you had these reporters. I can't remember his name. Was black reporter, but he used to go there as a kid, and he was not welcomed. And it was very uncomfortable for black people to go to the Boston Red Sox. Very uncomfortable back
so
in the day.
The hypocrisy and the stupidity. Listen, like you said, are we equal or are we not? I don't understand. Like, you make a decision. You know, if we're gonna be equal, then let's all be equal. I'm for it. That's exactly what I want. But you can't be equal but separate. Doesn't work like that.
Didn't we have separate but equal? We had that once. I think we had a court case on that. I think that Plessy versus Ferguson was the one that did it. Brown versus Bordier that didn't. And then after that, we were right back to it. Black fraternities, black sororities, and they're separating themselves from everything. I don't understand. I don't get it.
And then the patch changed, but I know you'll get that on the next show.
Oh, don't please. That's deviating way far off.
So do you feel we've ended racism? Thank goodness. I mean, I feel much better that end racism is in the end zones.
It takes all of us.
And all these inspirational
has no home here.
Inspirational messages that they put out here. Yeah, screw. But anyway, getting back to the actual game itself, Dak was not the problem.
No.
Dak was not the problem. So I got to give Dak apologies for week 1. We lost, but we could have won that game. And I was saying we were going to get blown out in that game. I thought the Eagles were going to go crazy. Now on to the other game. I don't know why I have this irrational hate for Patrick Mahomes. I think it's because of all the calls he gets, because he's actually a very nice guy and doesn't really bother people. And he's a winner. After a while, people get tired of watching the same guy win. So these sort of things happen. But there was
Tom Brady.
There was
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. There was one thing that really bugged me. Was it the third quarter? Patrick Mahomes is running out of bounds, but he's still a step away. And the defensive back lays off of him.
Yeah.
He could have hit him. He was in bounds. He lays off of him. Then Patrick Mahomes puts his shoulder down and lays him out to go out. And I'm telling you right now, if I'm Patrick Mahomes, I am watching out for my head next week because everybody's going after you. And the most refreshing thing that happened in that Super Bowl is they weren't giving him those bullshit calls that he was getting against the freaking Bills. When everything was going his way, that pass interference, those head shots, all that nonsense that he was getting, all of a sudden he goes up against the Eagles and they disappeared. And Eagles ran all over him.
Well, also refs did the right thing.
Yep.
For once.
And Patrick Mahomes looked okay in the first game. I'm actually very happy the Chargers won. Abear, that's how you say his last name. Justin Herbert, or is it Herbert. Justin Herbert actually had a good game. The Chargers played very well. Patrick Mahomes did nothing in the first half. They did nothing. And so maybe it's because Kelsey's all enamored by his new engagement, and he knocks his own receiver out of the game on a crossing route. But in the second half, Mahomes did better, but they were playing run and gun a lot more. But he loses the first game. That's the first time in how long that they've lost that
17.
first? Yeah. So it's going to be a very interesting season in the NFL.
If this continues.
I hope so. I hope this continues.
Then who's the one who last time? Someone was it you, Mo, that said the Bills? Who said the Bills?
I talked about the Bills and that first down that they didn't call.
Said the Bills what? Are going to win the Super Bowl?
The Super Bowl, yeah.
That wasn't me. I think that was John.
I might have said that.
From last time.
I could give a fuck who wins the Super Bowl. Fuck the NFL.
You're still off the NFL.
I'll never not be. I mean, and this is I'll never not be off the NFL. And listen, like every time it comes up, I say the same thing. There are individual, benevolent athletes in the NFL, but the NFL as an organization, at least on paper, at least, whatever's in their hearts and their minds, we won't know, but at least on paper, they are anti-law enforcement. And for
Jerry Jones isn't.
Again, like I said, there are benevolent individuals. Well, Jerry Jones isn't, but he took the stickers off his fucking helmets when in 2016.
Put them on though. He was ordered to take them off.
What ordered? What does that fucking mean?
I don't know.
Ordered what? With his money, what would the NFL have done if he decided to not take them off? They probably would have fined him per game, and he probably could have paid it out of his pocket.
You know what? I'm going to agree with you because of that documentary. Remember when he signs the Nike deal and they start doing individual licensing?
There you go.
And he didn't give a damn, and he took the whole NFL and said, "Come at me."
This is what I'm saying. So if he wanted to, he would have. Again, all the NFL would have done was fine him. I'm sure.
Maybe it was the players.
Could have been. It could have been, but that's what I'm saying. Like, but there are. Listen, you see stories all the time from every team, where there's one or two very benevolent, and pro-America, pro-law enforcement athletes in the NFL. I won't take that away from the individuals, but the entity, the organization, has spoken loud and clear, and for that they can get fucked. I have no interest.
I think the owners did it for pressure. All these owners we know are conservative.
They're not all conservative. It starts at the top, though. Starts at the top. Goodell is definitely a liberal, and plays into that thing. Plays into that. I think it goes top down that way. And I think who was it? Who said go along to get along? Was it Mo or you said that? But anyway, I think that's what it's all about. I can't see the majority of the league being anti-police. I don't see it.
Well, neither can I when they're getting escorted around Jersey City by the state police and bypassing all kinds of fucking traffic so they can go where they have to fucking go. It's amazing how they're not anti-police then. I say fuck those buses. Let them sit in fucking traffic. Good luck. Get to the stadium. Leave earlier. You better leave in the morning because if you're sitting at rush hour traffic, you're going to get fucked. Why are we catering to these guys? And again, I know with this argument goes round and round because then it's going to turn into, well, it's an overtime detail for the cops, and how can you tell the cops to not make the overtime? And yeah, but I get it. Whatever. Stop catering to these fucking guys. No, fuck it. You want an escort to the stadium? Sorry, we're busy. Then we got nobody. Sit in fucking traffic. Get yourself there.
Then what about high school and college that do that?
What about it?
The escorts.
What about it? I'm saying are high school and college anti-law enforcement?
No, I'm saying, well,
I don't think so.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, if these, you don't see.
Look at how the kids act towards us.
The kids.
Yeah, but again, I'm not with the NFL. I'm not focusing on the individual. I'm focusing on the entity. And college and high school sports, as a whole, are not vocally anti-law enforcement like the NFL is. They're not biased like that.
That's mostly gone away, though, hasn't it? It seems like it has. And if you want to, off topic, not sports, the vibe towards policing is shifting. You're seeing it. You're seeing it. It's going to be slow. We're on that 20-year arc again. It's a 20-year arc. We're on the 20-year. It's pro-policing arc coming back.
Well, I mean, again, and we're not. I'm not going to take you too far off of sports, but the midterms are going to be telling.
Mm-hmm.
You'll know.
Yeah, 100%.
You'll know if you're right. You'll see it. We'll know.
Here's one for you. Football. Cam Hayward. Does Cam Hayward turn into another Micah Parsons? Does Pittsburgh dump him? Because he's not coming back. He's not going to play unless he gets a new contract. So it's the same thing as Micah Parsons. So what do you think about that?
Won't come back.
Riveting. So
it reminds me of the Kevin Hart commercial with LeBron, where it's like, oh, it's everything. That's it. It's everything. That's all he got to say.
I'm curious because Cam Hayward, he's older, so that's a little bit different situation, and he's looking for a big contract. Does Pittsburgh move him? Does Pittsburgh move him off? How many games does Pittsburgh wait?
I forgot. Jerry Jones with Emmett.
2 games.
Waited 2 games.
2 games, and then it was.
But Dallas was lost, right? The
2 games, and their backup running back Charles Haley said, "Get this motherfucker out of the locker room. He's not going to." Oh yeah,
that's when he threw the helmet.
Yep.
And that dude was nuts.
Bipolar.
That dude was
completely
nuts.
Bipolar. But once again, if he's winning Super Bowls for me, welcome. And the moment they're not winning Super Bowls is when all of a sudden I notice all his flaws.
Like Ronnie Lott.
Yep, same thing.
It's going to be that's it. If Pittsburgh wins, then what's
true? But that's going to be a bigger story because of Aaron Rodgers. So I personally think that Aaron Rodgers is going to do gots on that team. He did nothing. He really did nothing. He was hurt the first year. Who cares? He did nothing for the Jets.
Although Pittsburgh is a big favorite.
He's not good
for tomorrow.
They're all excited about Aaron Rodgers. Can he still sling at 41? He can, and that's impressive. Impressive. But
people think he's gonna.
There are very few people that at that age can do it. Tom Brady was one.
I hope the Jets win tomorrow.
How old was Elway?
Elway wasn't he late 30s? Late 30s.
Late 30s, yeah. But he wasn't over the 40 mark. What about Marino didn't win, but Marino was still firing.
Marino's big problem, like the rumor
himself.
The rumor always was all about himself.
Yes.
But so if you were familiar with the Miami Dolphins back then when Marino was playing, he could have taken this is my compliment to Tom Brady. I've said this before. Tom made money outside of it, and he was married to one of the richest supermodels in the world. So it's not a equal comparison. Tom took less money so that they could sign other players.
Marino would have.
Marino didn't. So they never had a running back. So after a while, these defenses and Marino's getting older, they started keying every pass. So now you're double, triple covering people, and there's no running game that they have to pay attention to. And that's why the Dolphins never went back after that one Super Bowl. That's my theory.
I still say you need that running game. You need one to complement the other.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw Barkley did it again for the Eagles.
He didn't play well.
Yeah, if there's no threat on the other side,
he didn't play well. He played okay. For Barkley, drafting him first, he's first pick in all the fantasy drafts, and he gets 62 yards and 1 touchdown. That's not against a Dallas Cowboys defense that is not supposed to be good. 62 yards? No. If I'm an Eagles fan, I'm not worried. You're still going to win the division, but I'm concerned. Because that was not a good showing against a team that you should have run away on. And I'm talking about my team. They should have run away on them. They didn't. But I also, getting back to Aaron Rodgers, I don't think he's the answer. And I think it's going to be very evident about third, fourth weekend. He's too old. He's too old. The league has passed him by. And he's had injuries that slow him down. And the Achilles injury, you don't come back from that full. I don't care what anybody says. And you're sitting there against, these defenses that know how to key you now. Who's the guy he's going to throw to? That rookie that they drafted? That's it?
There's something to be said for athletes that know when it's time to walk away. I always, I know he's your favorite player, so I'm sure it'll hit home. I always say that with Tom Seaver. It was painful watching Tom Seaver when he was back on the Red Sox at the end of his career, and people were playing ping pong with his fastball off the green monster. It was just a guy it was time to go. You go out on top. That you hang around too long and you see these superstars humanized. Go out on top, get out, know when it's your time. I mean, you have a finite window. Right?
Jordan on the was it the Bobcats? That's what they're called. The basketball team?
Charlotte.
Yeah. Charlotte. Yeah. Jordan the last 2 years on that.
Yeah.
Time to go.
Yeah. I mean, in everybody around you can see it. It's the athlete himself that just can't. And that's sad to watch. And I can't think of an example of, off the top of my head, somebody that went at the right time. Who went out on top? Ryan Sandberg? Who went out on top?
Tom Brady left at the right time. He only played one more year.
Yeah.
Yeah, he won the Super Bowl. Oh, well, off our list, Bill Belichick getting his ass handed to him in his first game.
Oh, North Carolina.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, and he was supposed to be hyping this quarterback, and they all said he was Division I ready and everything. He played like garbage. I watched that game. That game was over by the middle of the second quarter. And they got destroyed by TCU. Destroyed. I mean,
you sound way too happy about the Belichick hate.
Listen, Belichick is a winner. I put him in the same thing as Phil Jackson, and for my Yankee fans, Joe Torre. Real easy to win games with the freaking team you had. Phil Jackson was on the Chicago Bulls, and let's just go Jordan Pippen, and then it was Ho Grant, or it was Dennis Rodman, and you had 3 first ballot Hall of Famers for almost the entirety of your run there. Then you go to the Lakers, and you've got Kobe, you've got Shaq, you've got LeBron, I don't know if he had LeBron, but he had Kobe, he had Shaq, and then he had LeBron. He brings in. Who was that third, the Eastern European guy they brought in? And so he had 3 guys again. And then the moment he went to the Knicks and you didn't have 3 fantastic players, you did nothing. You got destroyed every time you were there. And that's the same thing it is with Belichick. Belichick had Tom fucking Brady. And the moment he didn't have Tom Brady, he didn't do anything.
You also had Aaron Hernandez. Yeah. And listen, when you got murderers on your team, I mean,
Ray Lewis,
it's hard to lose.
Ray Lewis.
Oh, Ray Lewis. Oh, Jesus.
Well, going back to Rodgers, you have QB in Cleveland.
I don't mind they're starting Flacco, and Flacco's over 42.
Yeah,
because there are 2 rookie quarterbacks. I don't think any of them are any good. I don't think they are. I mean, I think Shedeur Sanders was a hard. I'm glad they picked him last. But I mean, I don't think he's going to amount to anything.
So they're not starting the season with him then?
No. Flacco's starting. That's the smart play.
That is.
Let Flacco go 0-3, 0-4, right? And then bring in one of the rookies. Pick the one you want because they drafted that. I can't remember his name. They drafted the guy in front of him. There's 2 quarterbacks they drafted. So that guy's got nothing but Deion Sanders and the whole Shador army going to be all over him when he goes in and starts those games. And if he loses, they're going to be screaming for Shador. But there's a reason these guys aren't starting the season. There's a reason they're not the number one quarterback. And so I don't know what the hype was. I remember listening to the draft and ESPN, the guy that looks like Eddie Munster, Kuiper Jr., screaming and yelling about how he's a first rounder. How could they do this? Oh my God, it's against Deion. He hasn't done anything in preseason. Nothing. He's missing receivers. He's missing reads. It's and I'm like, so he just has to start because it's Deion's son. It's ridiculous.
He had a good first preseason game though, didn't he? Then didn't he impress in the first one? Because that's what everybody was.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was saying, yeah.
But you're not playing anybody in the first one. It's all third stringers at that point.
Right.
Preseason is nothing. The Jets used to routinely go 5-0 in the preseason. Oh, they're going to the Super Bowl.
Everybody get hyped up.
And then they were 0-10. Jets could have a good season this year. Jets could have a good season. I think so. They could.
Stop what you're doing.
They've got decent people.
Well, they lost Farrah Tucker again.
Yeah. But you don't follow Mo, but I'm excited about the NFL season. I think there's going to be a lot more parity this year. Barring major injuries from teams, which always happen, I think you're going to see a lot of competitive games, and it's nice for a change. I mean, the top teams are still the top teams. You got to beat the Ravens. You got to beat the Bills. You got to beat the Chiefs.
Well, that's it. If what happens, last night again.
Yeah. Chargers are a good team. That Omarion, his last Thomas, I think that's his last name. He had a good game. He's a rookie. See how it goes. You got a running back, so now Herbert doesn't have to do everything by himself. They played a good game. Against the team that went to the Super Bowl last year. And you got the Eagles and a lot of other
Commanders.
teams. Yeah, on the other side, and there's other teams. Let's see what San Francisco does. Let's see what Atlanta does. There's teams that are good. Let's see what the Arizona Cardinals do. They're predicted to do pretty well. Let's see.
And everyone says it. You expect all the guys to all the big teams to be a factor, and then the season just goes another direction.
Yeah, well, the injuries and the like and whatnot. What else do we have? Oh, so have we attacked wokeness and ended racism in the NFL? Have we done that?
Yeah, I think we're through that.
Thank goodness. I just want to make sure we're good with that.
Archie,
world hunger's next.
Let's do a little college. 5 top 10 teams lost in the first week. Most notably,
Alabama.
And here's one. Mo, here's one I'm going to give to the people that shit on Shador Sanders. Everybody stroking Arch Manning because he's a Manning. He's a first rounder. Oh, a lock he is. He played like absolute dog shit against Ohio State. And Ohio State is playing 4 freshmen and I think 3 sophomores on defense, and they shredded him. He looked like shit. And I'm sitting here like, why are we stroking him and not stroking Shador Sanders? That's the one argument I'm going to give. Oh, because he's a Manning? For number one, they started. And now they're number 10. That's how fast they went down. Notre Dame losing to Miami.
That was
Alabama losing. Was that Florida
FSU.
State? Clemson losing to LSU. It's the one good thing I like about college, and the one reason I would never bet on college or do any kind of fantasy, because they're kids and you can't predict kids. Right. And is Arch Manning an awful football player? No, but they sure stroked him. They sure were filleting themselves in the corner about what was going on with him.
What is he? He's a freshman?
He's a freshman.
Oh, they got right. Go easy, bro. Go easy.
First rounder.
Go easy. He's a freshman.
How about we just show Taylor Swift in the box again with the Kansas City again? Let's just do that for 90 fucking minutes of a football game, because that's more important than anything I'm watching.
Let's see what TCU does the rest of the season.
They beat a nonsense team, and Bill Belichick living off Bill Belichick. His girl, his fiance on the sidelines talking to him in the game.
No, she was
Beyonce,
not.
yes, she was.
She was.
Yeah, she showed the
Really?
sidelines talking to him during the game.
Wow. Was she 22, 23?
God love him.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, good.
It was
good
like
on
it
him
was
for
like
that, but
it was like when Jennifer Love Hewitt was in her early 20s and Alec Baldwin was knocking the bottom out of that. God love that old man. God love him. Love it. And I'm equal opportunity, older women scoring themselves a little boy toy. Take it, baby. Take it.
Wait.
Take it all. Walk down that street with pride. Take that action.
Wait. I don't. You're talking about Madonna and her 20-year-old.
I'm talking about any woman, any one of these actresses now dating these 25-year-old men. God love them.
Too. What's going on with her?
It's crazy.
She's fucking nuts.
Whack-a-doodle-oo-doodle-oo.
Oof.
Right, if she can still sing, whatever. There's some guys and girls shouldn't be doing it anymore. Do you see what was her name? The Canadian actress, the Canadian singer did. No, she's Spanish.
Celine Dion.
No, forget it. I'm gonna have to think too.
Brian Adams.
It'll be Mike Free.
Justin Bieber.
It'll be free dead pot if I keep thinking about it. I'll come up with it. What's that one? Katy Perry. Another one hanging on for dear life. Dear life hanging on that one. But and they're picking on her too much too. So people are going to her concerts. Who gives a shit? But,
Demi Lovato.
There you go.
Was that right?
No. I'll get it. Demi Lovato's crazy.
Yeah.
Whack-a-doodle.
Well, dude, listen, Mariah Carey's stock went up when she went fucking nuts. She went complete batshit because then you're like, yo, this broad's fucking.
That Christmas song? She makes what 25-30 million a year off that.
That's insane.
Because every time they play it, she gets money off of it. That's on heavy rotation on every fucking channel.
More hyped up. Mariah Carey's Christmas song or Shador Sanders? Go.
Shador.
All right. Oof, yikes.
Shador. Yeah. Until at least Mariah Carey's done something.
Fair.
And
Eminem.
I'll bet Jeter didn't give her a swag bag after it was over.
No, but he probably did give her herpes, though. Isn't that? Have you ever seen the Derek Jeter herpes tree? If I know where we're going to see, Mike's seen it. Yeah, you follow the Derek Jeter herpes tree. He's responsible for about like 7, allegedly. I say allegedly. I don't.
We're laughing, parody. We're laughing.
Yeah. I didn't mean anything that I said. Hold on.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Right. So, yeah, allegedly. But, yeah, for those interested, just pop into your old Google machine, Derek Jeter herpes tree, and just see how much love he's responsible for.
We are laughing, parody.
I'm just saying.
We are laughing.
Yeah,
we're laughing. But onward to a subject that Bo doesn't like, but I do. The Premier League is back.
Oh, my God. Here we go.
And my beloved Liverpool 2-0. And we had a big game last week against the mighty Arsenal.
What is he even talking about?
The mighty Arsenal.
What is he?
And we won 1-0 in the 89th minute. Brilliant game. I'm very excited by the new players. Premier League is the best. The only thing it doesn't
close the window.
The only thing Premier League doesn't do well for me is, I believe I've mentioned this before, is because most of the games are on Sundays. And so the Premier League starts very early in the morning because, those Europeans and their forward clock, damn time zones. And so I get up at a very ridiculous hour to watch the 8 o'clock game.
Is it on Peacock?
It's on Peacock, okay. NBC, USA. And so I'm watching these games, and of course, you have to have cocktail. It's Sunday. On the Lord and me rested with bourbon on Sunday, and so I start my cocktailing a little earlier now. And then the mighty NFL, which Mo also doesn't watch, so he's probably got a clean Sunday. You know what I mean? He's
got a boring life.
He does a lot of yard work and crafting projects and quilting. But so
watching rabbits.
Oh,
come on, man. No, you don't understand the baby bunnies, bro.
But so we so I enjoy it all. I there were some friends that got me into it about 10 years ago, and I've been richly rewarded. I really like it. Liverpool won the Premier League last year. The World Cup is coming, so this is all very exciting. You know, there's a Leagues Cup in America where the American professional teams play the Mexican professional teams. That's on Apple. I'm a little pissed off that Apple put that behind an extra paywall. Apple, fuck you on that, because I would have enjoyed watching that. But Liverpool's playing really well, and Arsenal was a huge game because Arsenal is supposed to be battling us for the first place. The only thing that maybe most of the Premier League likes is that Manchester City is not playing well at all. And I can't be happier. Those cocky sons of bitches and their big goals and all their fans. And now all of a sudden they're fleeing ship and going elsewhere.
Are they on the downturn?
They might be. See, like I'm still not really savvy on the transfer window, which is basically trading and how they lend players out and the contracts, how it works out, how you buy and sell people. But Liverpool did really well. We got this Isak guy. We got this Ekete guy. And we were going to get this defenseman. We really should have, but the deal didn't go through before the transfer window was done. And so, but Liverpool's playing really well. Like the knock on Liverpool is that they don't play for the whole first half. And so if a good team comes at them, they're going to be behind. And lately they've been playing in the first half. They're not sitting back waiting. They've been attacking. So it's been really enjoyable soccer to watch. And I'm really into it. And I know Mo is secretly. I know he's got.
I got to be honest. I probably will be into the NFL before I'm into soccer. I can't get into it. I mean, again, even like sports that I really don't follow, like hockey, I wouldn't say I'm into, but playoff hockey I can watch. I can.
Did we talk about that Nations League thing they did? Did you enjoy that? I like that better than the All-Star game.
And we did talk about. I enjoyed it. Yes,
I enjoyed that too. I think they should keep.
Yeah, I can, because I was very into that as well. Yeah. Like it's just more intense.
And it helped when Donald Trump was screwing Canada, and then Canada and America were like beating shit out of each other.
Yeah, the ratings were
the Kachuk brothers, right, going at them. That was awesome.
The ratings were through the roof. Yeah,
I mean, America lost to Canada, but I mean, it was great. It was great TV.
100%. 100%. The timing was perfect on
it. I like soccer too, but really what got me into the Premier League is Sunderland, because I saw the series on Netflix.
They won two.
Yeah.
They won two so far.
Yeah.
So I know Mo is unfamiliar. I know you go. You want to hear? Let me ask you a question. Any major league sport. Ready, Mo?
Go.
What if the top four teams were the one that went to the championship game and whatever Super Bowl, and the bottom four teams got regulated down to some AAA team every year? And so you had to fight your way back. Because that's what happens in the Premier League. If you're in the bottom three, you go down a division. And the top three in that bottom division come up to the Premier League the next year.
I like it.
Because that was the thing about the salary cap in baseball, is you can't have a maximum salary cap without having a minimum salary cap. Right. And I believe I've said this before, that the Pittsburgh should have a football team and a hockey team because they support them, but the Pirates should not have a team because that owner does not spend money. Skeens is not going to be on that team. And you get these fans excited about good players, and then they trade them away for, some beans so they can get a bean skull.
Skeens' first contract is going to be like Soto-esque. Mm-hmm. It's going to be insane.
Yeah. But Pittsburgh's not going to sign him. So why would you be a Pirates fan? Why? They're never going to sign anybody.
Well, Livy Dunn goes to your stadium now, so I mean, I guess that's a reason.
That's awesome,
right? But I mean, where do you go if you're Paul Skeens other than down? At this point, I mean, he's literally, not literally, but he arguably one of the most dominant pitchers in Major League Baseball, and he's banging Livy Dunn. Where do you where do you go but down at this point?
Right. At this collective bargaining agreement, but then coming in 2027 is going to be a big thing.
Yeah.
What these teams?
It's going to be like excellent, like how Kevin Hart talks. Excellent.
No.
Okay.
It's going to be.
Why is it going to be a big thing?
No, with the whole salary cap for the all these small. Again, it seems like we're going back to smaller market team. Yeah.
I think that you're right, but there has to be a minimum amount, and it has to be so that those teams can at least field a competitive team. There has to be a bottom. I don't really care about the top. Make the top whatever you want, but the bottom has to be there. You cannot have teams that sell off their entire franchise every 3 years and take the money and do nothing. Florida, neither Florida team should exist. Neither one of them. They don't have the fan base. Nobody goes to the games. And then, like the Marlins, build this team. They win the World Series twice, and then they decimate the thing.
But don't they? Someone said, I heard something about where they want to bring a third team into Florida.
Why?
Stop.
They don't go now.
Stop.
Why?
Or move Tampa, or is it the Jack?
Like
somewhere.
This is why I mentioned it earlier in our pod during our hot chat, was that Severino contract was meant to make it palatable for Vegas so that they had a legitimate number one starter to bring into that when they go there. Is it 2 years or 3 years from? It's 2 years from now, I think the stadium was built. So that's what that's about. So Vegas has a competitive team and they can sell.
Well, Tampa got they're getting their new stadium.
Yep, they should.
And then with the expanded, so then where do you expand after this?
They should go back to Montreal. To be honest with you, they had a great fan base.
I would love that too, but then you're going to bring the same situation. Well, that's the thing. Everyone was saying. Now, let's say Toronto wins the World Series. Will players go up there
the only reason
because
why,
of the money?
Well, see, there's a caveat to the money that you pay extra taxes in Canada. So a $200 million contract in Canada is not a $200 million contract down here. So that would be the only downside to Canada. Where I think the NFL should expand to, and even Major League Baseball, why not? Mexico. They should expand there. They should have a team in Mexico. Mexico would support a team. All this nonsense about we're going to Europe. Nobody's fucking going to Europe. They're the time zone. No one's doing that. I mean, we'll play games over there, maybe because maybe they should outfit a stadium so Major League Baseball can play a game there.
Well,
they have college games in Dublin. I get that. Play there, but there's never going to be a team there. But there could be a team in Mexico. They could put a team there. And
the hell that league that Trevor Bauer pitches in is they have some exciting games. Boys, spit your plugs out. I got to get Michael on the air on time. He was shooting me nasty looks across the room, so spit him out.
Probably doesn't like that we blew him up for being a sharpshooter.
Well, of course, that's sure we're gonna have to deal with that on the tail end.
Sure.
Yeah. What do you got?
I don't have anything much.
As I said before, I mentioned it last time, the Flower Fund for our organization. I donated in memory of David Burke. And if I can get people to do that again in memory of Mike's dad, that would be a great thing,
Yes.
A great honor to him, and would bring a little peace and comfort to Mike, who should have it when, he's a good man, works hard. And behind the scenes, I know how much work he was doing for his father. I'm not going to mention it online on the air. It might be private, but he was doing all that kind of stuff for him. And I think that would be a worthy cause. Next week, I'm going to have a more appropriate response, but there's the Happy Jack Fund that I'm involved in deeply, run by a man named Steve Doyle. I'll have a more detailed one next month when we come in. He didn't get me the script to read right away, but that one deals with happyjackfund.org. You can donate to. I have other websites if you want. The idea behind that was he had a child who died of a brain disease. I believe he was 9 months old. And with that, instead of spinning into a depression as any parent would, he channeled it into something positive. And what this charity does is it funds scholarships for children who lose siblings. And it's an excellent organization. And like I said, I really wish I had become more prepared for this, but Steve still works in Bronx Homicide, and he caught a couple of murders, and he's going around the clock, and he's got a million other things going on. But the next time I'm here, I'll have a better response for it. I'll have a better bit of information. But both of these are great charities. And to end with my last comment, Pete Rose belongs in the Hall of Fame.
Yes. Thank you, Blue. Thank you, Mo.
Outstanding.
Thank you, Mo.
And don't forget to get line.
Yeah.